So people always ask me, when you're doing branding, Belinda, and marketing, why archetypes? Why do you use that as a framework, as a methodology that defines what you do? And my answer is simple. It's because it's the strongest of all of the neuromarketing techniques. And when I say neuromarketing, because again, a lot of people aren't familiar with that, what that means. Neuromarketing is the term that actually defines an understanding or a process that we go through on which we market something that we're actually talking to someone's subconscious brain. So an example is opening loops. So if you think about, your favorite TV show that's been around and around and has been on for many, many years, what gets you coming back to the next day, to the next day, to the next day to watch the next exciting episode? It's because they leave you by opening a loop in your mind. So what I mean by that is that they tell you something's going to happen, but they don't tell you what the answer is. So therefore, just the way that the human brain works is that we need to know what that answer is so that we can close the loop or close out on it, if you like. And so when they say, well, find out who's going to die tomorrow, of course you're going to turn up tomorrow and find out what that is. And so that's opening loops in our brain. And you apply that in marketing. I'm going to tell you what the answer is, but I'm not going to tell you until the end. And so that keeps me then entertained or keeps me captivated by what you're saying to me until the very end. Another example is just even how you would set up pricing. So if you're selling something in a store, let's say you're selling a toaster, you may have 3 different models of toaster and they have 3 different price points. There's a low-end one, a middle-priced one, and then a higher-end one. And we know from human behaviour that most people will always choose the middle one. And that's simply because they can justify it to themselves that I don't need to have the best but I don't need to have the cheapest version. And so when you're ever trying to increase your average dollar sale, then you simply get rid of the cheap one, put in a more expensive one, and then people always buy the middle one, for example. That's just a few of the techniques, and there's many, many. I could go on for hours about it. But why I love archetypes is because it's really the neuromarketing technique that rules them all, because archetypes is something that applies through your whole brand. It's the way you answer the phone. It's the types of people that you employ. It's the culture you have within the business. It's the way you may sell your product or service. It's the stories you tell around the outcomes of or what you're really selling when you sell your product or service. It encompasses everything. And I call it the death by 1,000 cuts. So when you understand who you are and what you stand for as a brand, then the people and your actions and the stories you're telling and your outwardly facing communication is all starting to reinforce that. And what's so beautiful about archetypes is that when you are then set up this way and you are performing and building brand story this way, your competitors can't copy that, because you're no longer competing on price and you're no longer competing by features and benefits. It's the story, it's the feeling, it's the what am I really buying from you. And I guess you can sum it up as, there's Coca-Cola and then there's the no frills Coca-Cola. And even though they may taste the same, I would pay more for the actual Coca-Cola because I believe that it's going to taste better and it's the experience that it gives me when I'm consuming that product. So that's why archetypes. So I don't know what you're waiting for. If you're like me, you just want to know what archetype you are and you'd want to start using this thinking and this methodology tomorrow to start marketing your business, to start employing the right people and start attracting the right customers so that you're no longer competing on price and you actually stand for something and you own your market. Get in touch, we'd love to help.